Now, Eddie didn't make that much money. His coworkers at the lottery often wondered.
And that's why he covered his head. He went in, he knew the numbers it was gonna be, so he fucking wrote him in and fucking covered his dome so then he could possibly get it without having to say who he is.
Yo, what is happening, guys? Dr. Beastie here, back with another video. And today, I'm going to be reacting to how a $3 hot dog uncovered a $24.7 million lottery scam. Yes, you heard me right. $24.7 million. Now, I've never seen this. I don't know what's going to happen. But just by reading the title of the video, I'm just assuming that something really, really bad happens. I mean, in the thumbnail it says hacked, and then Mega Millions, you got the hot dog. Actually, it looks like a really awful hot dog. I mean, it probably still tastes good, but I don't know. It just looks like a very basic, standard hot dog. Just something a little kid would eat on a day-to-day basis, with the exception of pizzas and grilled cheeses and all that crap. But yeah, anyways, and then also, since the video is kind of long, I'm going to try not to pause it too much and not really talk as much, or talk as the video is playing, but I probably should tone it down a bit because, yeah, 56 is going to be pretty loud, so I don't know. Let's see. Let's give it a try.
So how do you achieve the American dream if your dad doesn't own an emerald mine?
Elon, oh my god, that's a great start to a video like this, because that's true. I mean, Elon Musk, he's a scam. He is a scam of a scum of a person. I mean, he is both a scam and a scum. His father, I mean, he basically profited off of slave labor. Basically slave labor in Namibia, Africa.
Into the store, you plunk down $1, and with nothing but luck, you win the lottery. Well, that's a great dream, of course. I mean, we all know the odds are astronomical. But what if we could maybe control those odds, or better yet, eliminate them completely, illegally winning a...
Yeah, the chances of winning an actual lottery, like not just 5 or 10 or 15 bucks, it's pretty slim. It's pretty damn slim.
Mind-boggling. $24 million over the course of a decade. Eddie Tipton's considered the greatest lottery cheat of all time. But you gotta ask, how...
Wait, he got arrested?
The winning lottery numbers multiple times for over 10 years. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Simple. Eddie Tipton worked for the lottery. On December 29, 2010, the Hot Lotto in Iowa held its drawing for a $16.4 million jackpot.
Oh my god, in Iowa? Yeah, I was thinking more like maybe Nevada or like Colorado, I don't know, something like that. Or maybe like Oklahoma, but Iowa? Iowa. I don't know what to say about that.
Convenience store in Des Moines, Iowa. Why would you live there? But for some
I know.
You know, became very real. But
well, I mean, you could live in Kansas City like Papa Meat.
We, the world, want to know, Ticketmaster, why are the Taylor Swift concert tickets not going out? We must know.
Then the ticket went unclaimed for days, and then it was weeks, and then it was months.
Well, it's been almost a month since we had announced that we had a Hot Lotto, $16.5 million Hot Lotto winner. The person who has purchased or owns this ticket probably doesn't know that they have it.
And then it was nearly a year.
Perhaps.
Believe it or not, the lottery officials actually...
You know, some people, even after they win the lottery, like, they don't know that they actually won it, partially because they just, like, they have a sense that, oh, I'm not gonna win the lottery, there's no freaking way that this is actually gonna be possible, and they just either rip up the ticket and throw it away, or crumble it up and throw it away. Regardless, they throw it away, and they don't know that they ever won, and they can't claim the award, and... I mean, even though the government basically takes half of that money through taxation, all that crap.
Want the money to be claimed, you know.
So it's not like the $24.7 million is actually going to be yours.
They were flooded with over
it's going to be more like 14, 16 million maybe.
Died in a car accident and had the ticket. The wedding ticket to my grandma's casket. But what the public didn't know was they had a video of the person buying the ticket along with the serial.
Ooh, confidential footage.
Verify both of those, which no one could nearly a year later. Now, public reminders would issue issued every single month, and it even made national news about this unclaimed ticket, because 1 year after that purchase date, the $16 million ticket would expire to nothing. Now, 30 days before the expiration date, Canadian attorney Philip Johnston called in and provided what...
Look at this guy's face. Hey, my name is Philip Johnson. I am yada 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 from freaking Canada. I'm gonna just call you and...
the correct serial numbers for the winning lottery ticket, and he said
so annoying. All those damn deep states.
He could not personally deliver the ticket because he was too sick to come down from Canada. Maybe it sounds a little...
Yeah, so sick to the point where his head's about to... Oh my god. It looks like he's having a seizure, but it looked like he, like, severely dislocated his head.
Sketch, but they asked him what he wore on the day that he bought it.
Or spinal cord, like, oh my god.
Jacket with dress pants and dress shoes. Now, although he gave the correct serial number, the man in the video buying the winning ticket was wearing a hoodie and sweatpants. He was lying, so they didn't give him the jackpot.
Yeah, and he doesn't even look like him. It looks like he has a bigger build. Like, he's like a bodybuilder or some crap.
Now, a week later, Philip Johnston calls in again, but now with a different story, stating that
yes,
lie, that it wasn't him that bought the ticket, but he was representing the winner of it, and he was a wealthy...
Oh my god, Jeffrey Epstein's Island. That's hilarious.
Man who wanted to remain anonymous. Now, there's...
It actually showed Jeffrey...
One problem with that, it's against the rules of the Iowa lottery. All winners' names have to be made public, but they still didn't.
Yeah, that, and you have to.
Winner's name.
Yeah, you have to pay. You have to buy it yourself.
Before this $16 million ticket expired, an attorney from New York shows up with the actual winning ticket in his hand.
We've been looking for 365 days for this, and with 1 hour and 50 minutes.
Oh my god, the blueberry. The blueberry. Well, I mean, this is back in like 2010. I mean, this was before most people actually started getting like iPhones and Samsung smartphones and like T-Mobile, like stuff like that. But
jackpot.
But this time, the ticket was signed by a trust in the Belize, and the trust beneficiary was a shell company in Belize. And who was the president of that shell company? Oh, it was Philip Johnston, the attorney that called in the first time.
We've got to make sure that we're paying the right amount and the money to the proper...
I know, right? Yeah. So yeah. The money's so important, you know? I gotta get this money.
Not paying this particular ticket today.
Then, in a last-ditch effort, the attorneys asked if they could claim the money in cash and then turn it over to the state and they could give it to charity.
Epstein Community Foundation. Oh my god. I think, okay, this guy's doing this on purpose. And is that like a real? Oh my god, don't tell me that's actually real. Well, according to Google, not only is this foundation actually a real thing, but yeah, the website still exists and it seems to be running better than ever.
Lottery lawyers declined based on concerns about the legality of the purchase, possession, and presentation of the ticket.
We couldn't verify the winner.
Now, the attorneys were so angry.
Uh-oh, this guy's very angry.
Sue the Iowa
He's getting
lottery.
very upset.
That they would have to actually reveal the real winner's name in the court case.
Uh-oh.
Received yet another letter. The purchaser of the ticket has elected to remain anonymous and withdraw the claim. And to think all that...
Yeah, because it's freaking Jeffrey Epstein, that's why. It has to be freaking confidential because, you know, they can't know that it's Jeffrey Epstein that bought it, that bought the ticket.
Was provide birth date and address, and they would have walked away with millions of dollars.
And the $16 million jackpot went to no one. Now, why were they trying so hard to hide the name of this ticket winner? Was the real winner possibly murdered? Maybe a victim of blackmail? Or maybe even theft? Either way, the whole thing stunk, and the FBI was called in to investigate.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
Eddie Tipton, the security director for the multi-state lottery, lived in a 8,500 square foot
Ooh, damn, that is a very weird-looking mansion.
mansion decked out.
It looks like every part of the mansion is exactly the same, but there's also like something different about it, you know? It's like really weird. Also, I love the G-Wagon. I love how the G-Wagon's just right there for everyone to see. Hey, look at me! I'm just gonna brag and show off my nice house and my nice yard and my dogs and my kids and my freaking G-Wagon.
Home theater and a basketball court. Now, Eddie didn't make that much money. His co-workers at the lottery often wondered how the hell could he afford a baller mansion when he only made about $90,000 a year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, how? That's definitely a huge question. How does he have enough money to live in that mansion?
Now, he told his lottery co-workers that his house was just his one vice, and that even though he was single and in his 40s, that one day he was going to have a huge family. And this story kind of made sense. It was 2007. A lot of people bought homes they couldn't afford. So no one, not even his co-workers at the lottery, suspected a thing.
Until 4 years later!
Investigated the case, kind of went cold. There wasn't a lot of evidence. There's too many dead ends. Until 4 years later, it ended up on prosecutor Rob Sands' desk.
Rob Sands!
Didn't get anywhere, but Rob Sands was...
Yeah, let's hope Rob Sands actually does something and finds out who's the real winner to the $16 million lottery scam.
Hot new prosecutor on the block that wanted to make a name for himself, but all Rob had to work with was a grainy video of the dude buying the ticket.
I know, right?
And the name of some better call.
And he's like, oh, covered up too, like.
With the winning ticket. So
yeah, it doesn't really tell you much.
Attorney,
at least to Sander.
He was actually collecting the ticket on behalf of another attorney that was from Texas. And when they went to that attorney, he said the winning ticket had been given to him by Texas businessman Robert Rhodes. But Robert Rhodes looked and sounded nothing like the guy in that video. So 4 years after having the lottery...
So another lie. It's just the lying cycle keeps going.
Rob Sands released that video nationwide to ask for help in trying to identify the guy in that video.
Yeah, who is that guy? We need to know. I need to know. I need to know who that guy is. I need to know who that guy that paid for the ticket and received the money. Like, I want to know who that guy freaking is.
With an audio track of his voice.
No thanks.
Now, within days, thousands of people called in to the FBI, and it sounded like my grandpa. Oh, it sounded like my coworker. But one name kept coming up. You see, dozens and dozens of lottery employees from across the country had called in and instantly recognized the voice as Eddie Tipton. But this
Eddie
Tipton? Eddie Tipton was the security director for the... He's the guy in charge of making sure no one cheated. And legally couldn't even buy lotto tickets. But what were...
Yeah, he still supposedly did, if, you know, it turned out to be the case.
The odds that Eddie Tipton could also pick the winning numbers. The coincidences were too far. So, how are the winning numbers picked for the lottery? Well, back in the day, the numbers were put on ping pong balls, whipped around in a cage.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, my God, yeah. I think I remember they used to do that crap.
But even this system had problems when lottery workers cheated the game by filling some of the balls with water to improve their own odds. And
oh, my God.
On live TV, a new system was needed. Now, today, lotteries pick the winning numbers using computers, but to understand the real genius of how Eddie Tipton cheated, we need to remember that computers never do anything randomly. So, how do you get a random number on a computer? Well, you actually...
Well, you have to type it into the system, of course.
Kind of don't. So it starts with an input number and runs it through a complex math problem called the random number generator to output a final number that looks...
Oh, yeah.
Looks. But if you have that same input number, you will always get that same final number. And that's kind of the problem. So to get a truly random final number, one that you can use for the lottery, you need a random input number. So lotteries measure the radiation of americium-241 in the air.
Okay, I don't know what the hell any of this stuff means, by the way.
And that comes up with the winning lotto numbers. Now, what's americium-241, you might ask? Well, it's the microscopic nuclear fallout from weapons tests over the last 50 years that surrounds everyone on Earth. I mean, it really is no big problem. But remember, each time
no
you
big
take
problem,
that same
right?
input number and run it through the math problem, you will always get that same final random number. So, like in a perfect theoretical sense, it actually isn't random. But that was the crack that Eddie Tipton managed to exploit. Now, in January of 2015, Eddie Tipton was arrested for defrauding the Iowa lottery. Now, the feds had these...
Oh, okay. So he is involved in this. He is involved in this.
Video was clear, the audio analysis matched up with his voice, and even though Eddie said he was out of town the day that ticket was bought, well, his own phone records show that he was in that store at that time.
Oh, shit.
Now in custody, he lawyered up. He didn't say a word about
it. Okay.
And the feds
he's got exposed, alright.
So the only thing
the truth has been revealed. Or it's about to be revealed, at least. I mean, there's still like 6 more minutes into the video.
Lottery ticket as a lottery worker.
Now again,
damn, why does it keep doing that?
Charges against Tipton, we're told, are based solely on the belief that he attempted to falsely redeem a lottery ticket and have nothing to do with any evidence that he was somehow...
Oh my God! Wow, gas used to be so cheap back then. $1.83 a gallon? I mean, now it's probably... Because I know gas is slightly going down, and I think it really depends on the state that you live in. Like, I don't think gas is really that expensive in Ohio, but $1.83, oh my god. Wow, I mean, this was like 10 years ago, too, so...
And expertise to manipulate
This was before COVID, and all these wars that went... Oh, that god-awful stuff.
For the lottery, as a convicted felon for burglary. How does that even happen? Now, in court, Eddie would demand a fast and swift trial, but prosecutor Rob Sands actually thought this was odd. Most white-collar criminals don't get caught on the first time they commit a crime. He thought maybe Eddie wanted to shorten the investigation time because maybe there were fraudulent lottery tickets out there that they hadn't discovered yet. Now, when Eddie was asked about who Robert Rhodes was to him, you know, the Texas business guy that had the...
He's like, oh, I don't know who Robert Rhodes is.
Ticket. Well, Eddie said he had no idea who he was.
Yeah, I have no idea who Robert Rhodes is.
But they were friends on Facebook. They had been co-workers for the last 10 years.
Ooh.
They were best friends. When Eddie Tipton was asked what he did for work, he had failed to mention one little detail. That he was the guy that wrote the program that picked the winning lottery numbers. Now, at this point, it looked like an inside job. Or, it was a huge amount of coincidences that had led Eddie Tipton's best friend to win the lottery. Now, there was one huge problem with this entire case. The computer that the numbers were used to pick the winning lottery numbers had been wiped clean 3 times over. Now, although there was no evidence about how this actually happened, the feds had a decent theory. Now, the Hot Lotto uses 2 computers that are locked in a room that only 5 people have access to. And you guessed it, Eddie Tipton was one of those people.
Yeah, so of course he's going to do something to it because, yeah, he's one of the 5 people that actually has access to the secret room where they do all the codes and stuff to pick the final number for the lottery.
There's a locked plexiglass box that you from 2 employees to open up.
Jesus.
And lottery numbers. And
I guess here's one of them.
It's recorded on cameras 24/7. So how could have this hacking been done? Those cameras that record 1 frame every minute. Meaning that, theoretically, Eddie Tipton could have gone inside the room for some routine maintenance with another coworker. While that coworker was turned away, in the span of 59 seconds, Eddie Tipton could have put in a USB key, changed and estimated 2 lines of code.
Fatty.
To know what the winning lottery numbers are that only he would know about. But in Eddie's defense, there was no evidence of any of this. All of the witnesses testified Eddie Tipton was the man in that video. Even the person that had sold him that lotto ticket and the hot dog said it was him. But Eddie Tipton's defense...
He got a hot dog. He got a freaking hot dog.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Had a rebuttal to that. They said that that was actually impossible because Eddie Tipton is not a hot dog guy. That he's more of a jack-in-the-box man. And honestly, I can tell. So,
yeah, clearly.
Tipton,
or maybe more of like a McDonald's kind of guy. You know, getting like a 3 Big Mac combo all to himself, large Coke, large fry.
The winning lottery ticket, gave that to a good friend named Robert Rhodes, who then gave it to his attorney, who then gave it to another attorney that specialized...
Oh, the Canadian guy!
...got to the situation. So Eddie had...
So they're all working together. It's all their big master deep state plan.
All going back 10 years that linked them to Robert Rhodes. So the jury would rule guilty. And Eddie was sentenced to 10 years in jail. But
oh, shoot, wow! All over the hot dog. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I don't know. I still think it's kind of funny that he bought a hot dog. Not only did he pick up the lottery and to supposedly give it to Robert Rhodes, even whether that's actually even true or not, even though he was found guilty for all that, but the fact that with that, he bought a hot dog. A single hot dog. No fries or nacho cheese or anything like that. Just the hot dog.
Remember when Eddie said he wanted a fast and swift trial, and Rob Sands thought maybe that was a little bit odd because there was more fraud out there? Well, after the trial, the feds would comb through 44,000 winning lottery tickets across all of the states for over a decade. And they would cross-reference the winners with Eddie Tipton's Facebook friends, phone numbers, LinkedIn's, and some strange coincidences came up. On November 20th,
oh yeah, for sure.
Eddie Tipton's brother won a $600,000 jackpot in Colorado. Eddie Tipton's
oh my God!
Was used in Colorado.
Oh my God! I should not be surprised.
Robert Rhodes had won $800,000.
Oh, I shouldn't even be surprised. They're just stealing the money. Like they're purposely like making it where they win these lotteries so they could just have extra money.
was used in Wisconsin. On November 23rd, 2011, Kyle Kahn, who was a good friend of Eddie Tipton's brother, won
Kyle Kahn looks like a fantastic guy.
in Oklahoma.
Oh my god!
The program was used there. And on December 29, 2010, in Kansas, Eddie Tipton's ex-girlfriend that he met on eHarmony won $22,000.
Ooh, okay. Not as much, but I mean that's still a lot of money though. That's still a lot. 22,000, like, yeah, you could buy a fairly new car with that kind of money.
Was all this a bit strange? Was this all just God's coincidence?
God, yeah, like he's a real person.
You might notice that it was only 2 dates that were winning. November 23rd and December 29th. Now, again, I mean, there was no evidence of this program until they found a storage unit that had that was used to...
Yeah, just a storage unit out in the middle of nowhere in freaking Ohio. Just drive by through the countryside and all the farms, and you got the storage unit with all of this. All of these computers. Where they could do all their hacks and all their cheats and codes and then win the freaking lotteries. Or claim that they won the freaking lotteries.
Winning lotto numbers in 2007. Right there in plain sight on the computer, they discovered the code that Eddie had actually used.
Oh no! Eddie, no!
Specific input number so that the random number generator...
No, Eddie, no!
Always knew for the...
Oh, come on, fat ass, come on!
5 hack lottery drawings. Eddie Tipton finally confessed.
Mr. Tipton, I'm Kim from KCCI. What's your reaction?
Shock. That's it.
But
yeah, shocked. Shocked. That's it. That's it, guys.